I think we're live, but I am not for certain. We are definitely live on IG. What's up, guys? And we're live on Facebook. Oh, there we went. Guys, what's up? Thank you for being on Freestyle Friday. It is Friday. Praise the Lord. Test week is almost done, which is a very exciting thing around here. And today we have a special Freestyle Friday. We have a guest from Restore Hyper Wellness. Guys, this is Ashely. Welcome. I'm one of your hosts, Casey. Thank you for being with us. What's up, Blake? Remember, if you're on the books of face, say what's up so we can say hello to you. So, guys, we're excited to talk to Ashely today. This is a newer business in Colleyville, and we all of your coaches have gone over to Restore, and great people that work over there. Just such a variety of services, and we can only do such a good job of telling you what all they offer. So we thought we would have them come to us and tell you guys all of these awesome services that they have. We've gotten to test out several of the cryo. I've done the IV drip. So we're going to get into all these details on different services. But first and foremost, thank you for being here. We're really excited to have you. And also, guys, they are going to be here tomorrow with Normatec sleeves for you to try. We've had a long week and everyone's legs are sore. So it's going to be the perfect opportunity for you guys to hook up and meet Ashely and get to try out some services in-house. And then also you can, set up a membership or look into doing individual services as well. So, awesome. There's so many things that we can talk about. So why don't we just start with cryo, since we were just kind of talking about that before the show. But why don't you tell people that have never cryoed kind of what that is, and then how your cryo is different?
Sure. So thank you guys so much for having me. I did have the privilege of working out here with Kadima and the team a couple weeks ago, and I will say I was sore for at least 2 weeks afterwards. And it was an excellent workout, so I'm sure you guys feel the same after your workouts as well. One thing that, like Casey was saying, I did do the cryo, especially that following few days after my workout. It really helps to decrease muscle soreness. It helps to take some of that inflammation that's in those muscles that you're working out every single time, and it takes that inflammation down so that you're able to work out, again, a lot sooner, and the pain is decreased. Mm-hmm. So with the cryotherapy, our chamber is a little different than most chambers. We have an electric chamber, which allows you to go completely inside, opposed to the nitrogen chambers where your head is kind of sticking out of the top. With this chamber, you can go in with up to 4 people, which makes it a lot more fun of an experience. You can, put on all the gear that we have ready for you. So if you're coming from work or coming straight from a workout, we've got you set up. With the chamber, you do go inside. It gets down to -170 while you're inside. The maximum time is 3.5 minutes, so it's not too bad. You can be in and out the door in under 10 minutes max, which is really nice, especially for lunch breaks or, like I said, after work on your way home.
Yeah.
With the cryotherapy, what you're gonna feel when you're inside is, not gonna lie, it does get very cold. But each time you go in, your body temperature is going to respond better and better because the movement, the circulation in your body is getting better from the previous cryo session. So we always tell people the first time it might be a little too cold, or you might experience certain things, never any pain, but you will experience that coldness. But the second and third time and fourth time, that's when you're really going to start feeling the true benefits that it's helping with inside of your body.
So, funny story, whenever we went to come try for the first time, Kadima and I got in the tank together, which was really hilarious because they're like, okay, what do you want to listen to? So they like have speakers in there and you're jamming out. So we were both just like in there, just like cold and dancing. And it was just really funny. But it's pretty cool. You guys take temperature before and after to kind of gauge, hey, you could probably actually stay in a little bit longer. Like my body temperature was way lower than Kadima's, and we were in there for the same time. I mean, rightfully so. He's huge. So, it is kind of cool to see, those differences. So what is the reason for you guys taking the temperature before and after?
Sure. So we take a pre-temperature and a post-temperature. The reason being is there's different intensities that you can do while you're in the cryo chamber. It goes up to level 5, and that's, you can think of that as like a wind chill that's inside. So it's just increasing that airflow, which does drop the temperature. We also take your temperature to see what your range is, because we never want you to get too low. For example, the ideal range would be around 45 degrees once you're stepping out of the chamber. But like you said, for someone your size versus, someone like Kadima, maybe a little bit more mass, that's going to cause the body temperature to be a lot warmer. So for him, he would probably need to stay in the pre-chamber a little bit longer, and then increase his intensity to still get down to that 45 degrees. 45 is like the ideal temperature to bring in all of the inflammation and circulation from your extremities, so that when you step out, it's that fresh, new oxygenated blood moving throughout your body, which is really what your body needs when it's in a state of soreness, fatigue, lactic acid. That's kind of what you're looking for. So another cool thing, and it sounds like you're going to need this after these next few weeks, is you can go into the cryo chamber up to 2 times per day. So what we find with athletes or with people who are really wanting to up their game is that they'll come in, they'll do a cryotherapy session, they'll do about 10 minutes of compression, helping with that circulation again to get their body temperature back up to 80, and then they'll go right back in the chamber. So it's a 20-minute process, but it really is amplifying the effects of the cryotherapy chamber.
And let's just briefly, we got somebody on here saying, or Emily, what's up? She said cryo also helps with weight loss. So what is your take on that?
Sure. So a lot of people that come in do mention that. The reason that it can assist with weight loss is because as you're going into the chamber, your body is thinking that you're in a hypothermic state. Therefore, you may experience shivers, or your metabolism, your calories are being burnt to keep you warmer. It's just your body's natural defense to the cold. In that, it's burning those calories. So we've got clients that have burned between 500 and 800 calories during a single 3-minute session. So yes, it can certainly help with burning those calories. That wouldn't be our first and foremost thing that we focus on, but it certainly can burn those calories while you're inside.
Very cool. Very cool. So another, we're going to talk primarily about recovery options that are offered. But let's talk about this red light therapy. I think this is something that's really, really interesting. So I guess kind of give us the spiel on, what it is, what it does, how long you do it. Yeah.
So I actually did a session this morning before I came in. I try to do this, the red light therapy, once every day. I find myself wanting to do the red light when I am needing a boost. So whether that's an energy boost, mental clarity boost, what it's doing is it's using low levels of red and near infrared light to penetrate into the cells and assist with your energy production. So although you feel like you're kind of standing in between 2 red panels, you are, but that light is able to penetrate through the skin deeper into your cells, which is something I love about a lot of our services. It's hitting at a cellular level instead of just a quick fix. So with the red light, we set you up for that service. It's about 12 minutes. You undress to your comfort level. It doesn't penetrate through clothing, so if you're wanting it to hit specific muscles or areas, those do need to be exposed to the light. And you just stand there for about 10 to 12 minutes, and that's it. It's super, super simple. Once you get out, you may feel a little bit warmer. The lights are not meant to heat you up because it is one of our light therapy services, but they can warm the body. So a lot of people love to combo or combine the cryotherapy with the red light, and then they kind of leave after that. So again, 20 minutes, and you can have 2 services completed that are really helping to help with mood. For men, help with testosterone, boosting cellular energy, and then just overall muscle recovery. It was going to be really good with the red light.
Awesome. Do they normally do cryo first and then go into red light, or red light then cryo?
I have a mixture of people.
Okay.
It kind of depends on how you like to leave. If you want to leave feeling a little cool and cold, cryo would be the last one. But if you want to leave feeling, warmer and that red light is hitting you, you're gonna finish on red light. I would say that one's a little bit more popular.
That'd be me.
Yeah.
That'd be me. I'm like, I hate being cold.
Yes.
Awesome. And then you guys also have the infrared sauna. So another awesome light therapy, right? So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So the infrared sauna, I would say, is my second most favorite service that we have. The infrared sauna works a little bit different than your typical gym sauna because it's heating within first instead of heating the area around you. So for example, what that means is if your toxic load is a little bit higher, maybe because of stressors, because of the amount of exercise that you do, a number of things, you may take a lot longer to sweat inside the infrared sauna. So it's a heat and a light therapy because it has the infrared light as well as the chromotherapy lights. You have the session for 60 minutes. However, I always tell people to listen to their bodies during the session because it can take a lot longer to warm yourself up from the inside out. But once you start that sweating, that detoxification, you may really know within a couple of minutes whether you should stay for the full length of time or just a 30 to 45 minute session.
Sure.
In that, you really feel a lot more relaxed. You feel a lot lighter afterwards. But again, because it's different than a normal gym sauna, it is going to take you a little bit longer to start that heating up process. But again, as you are consistent with the service, you see that it builds on each other each time. So we've got clients that'll come in twice a week to do it. We've got clients that'll do it every other day. So it does, again, depend on you. And that's something that we always consult with you first to see what kind of schedule to put you on.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So the next one, let's go over compression because they will have the compression sleeves here tomorrow. And if you have not tried compression, we totally dig it. It's awesome. I mean, when we were marathon training, compression was like definitely a weekly ritual for recovery, but if not more, multiple times a week. I got introduced to compression quite some years ago and was totally intrigued by it. And it makes sense if you actually look at it from like a hospital standpoint, after surgery and people have compression socks on, it's a similar idea. I'll let you go ahead and tell them what those benefits are and how that service works.
Sure. So, Allie, I see your comment. I'm excited for your husband as well. Yes, so the compression, it is an amazing service. I love that we have 3 different types of compression for 3 different areas of the body. We have the arms, which go from all the way past the fingertip up to the shoulder. We've got hips, and then we have leg compressions. The cool part is that you can do arms and hips at the same time. You can do arms and legs at the same time. I always tell people, you may look like the Michelin Man while you're doing it, but you're going to feel the benefits from it. So with the compression, we use Normatec. It works at a specific sequence that's helping to compress and decompress certain areas of your body. So to start, we'll have the legs tomorrow, which is what we'll be introducing you guys with. Those are going to work in different segments, starting with the foot, working all the way up to the upper thigh. And I know from working out here that you guys need those desperately. So how it works is as it's compressing, it's restricting that blood flow to the area. So that's the part that's going to feel tight. It's going to feel like a squeeze, depending on the intensity or pressure you'd like. And then once the decompression starts, that's when you start feeling a little bit more relaxed. You start feeling blood flow and circulation moving through areas that you may not normally feel it. I know for a lot of people that come in, the back of the hamstrings are a particular area that may be tight and stay tight. For them, having that compression squeezing those areas from the upper leg down to the foot, it really enhances the amount of blood flow to those muscles. Again, helping with recovery, helping with maybe you have a job that you're on your feet all day long and your legs are just fatigued at the end of the day. This is going to be something that's going to continue to push new oxygenated blood to those areas, which is necessary for that recovery. With the hips, I always tell people the hips are very intense, but can be very, very impactful. Yes. So the hips, we have pressures ranging from 1 to 7. We start normally at a 3 because the hips do squeeze right below the rib cage. So that lower back area, the glutes, and then the upper thigh. So those are particular areas around your, lower back and spine that could experience a lot of fatigue from some of the exercising, standing all day. But with the hips, I always tell people, I'll start you at a level 2 or level 3, and then you can let me know if you want to go up. I do have crazy people that want to do 7s, and it's too much for me, but personally, but it can be very impactful as well. And because that's the core of your body, it's really helping to move blood flow from upper to lower while you're in that session. Those sessions can range from 30 minutes all the way up to an hour.
How many people fall asleep while they're getting Normatec?
I would say at least 5 a day.
Yeah.
And we always ask people, let me know, if you want to do sleep mode, let me know when you need to leave by so that you're not here for 3 hours, which has happened before.
That is too funny.
Yeah.
I need a 3-hour nap.
Exactly.
I'll be right over.
We can do that.
Yeah. So the Normatec is awesome. Y'all definitely come try it out. Super relaxing. And it really is. It's just like such a great way to recover, and you just get to sit there. It's like the greatest mobility ever. And then another service that I have tried over at Restore is the IV therapy, guys. So I'm sure that we are all kind of used to seeing now that IVs are around. You don't have to go and to the doctor to get some fluids anymore. Now you can get a whole cocktail of different vitamins and hydration. So I actually came and got one after I had COVID, and I was just so run down, and made my own little cocktail of what, I felt like I was lacking. So let's talk about those different options for them and kind of how that service works for you guys.
Sure. So with our IV therapy, we follow kind of a specific protocol to get you in the door. So every client who comes in for an IV drip, we go over your health history with our nurse practitioner, just to make sure that everything that you are going to be receiving in your IV bag is safe for you, particularly. So your supplements that you're already taking, medications, we just want to make sure everything is safe. After you complete that, it takes about 5 minutes or so, you'll consult with our nurse to see which ingredients are going to be best suited for you. So if it's post-COVID, which we have seen many clients post-COVID that are needing that kind of lift and that boost to get them over the hump of their symptoms, high dose vitamin C has been amazing. The glutathione has been amazing for that. We've got clients that come in maybe after a fun weekend, fun night out, needing some extra fluids, extra vitamins, and we can take care of them as well. And then we've got those clients that come in, once every week to once every week and a half, just for their tune-up. So they're kind of looking at the same ingredients each time they come in to maintain their current energy levels, and that's kind of what our nurse will designate for them. So with the specific ingredients, they can customize it based on exactly like what you were saying, what you need. So post-COVID, some of those ingredients, if you feel like you're getting sick, which we have clients that come in and they're like, these allergies are kicking my butt, I need something to kind of help me in my immunity, we can definitely cater an IV to them. We've got a preset menu, but our nurse can always make suggestions based on specifically what you're looking for and how much you're wanting. The fluids range from a full liter of fluid to 2 full liters of fluid, depending on when you're coming in to get those. So definitely completely customizable, and you can get one per week depending on ingredients. So that kind of is helpful as well.
It's pretty cool because there's some that are already set. So think of like, I'm going to use a bar example, but when you go to the bar and there's these mixed drinks that are already kind of pre-customized, they have these options that are already kind of like pre-mixed, like here's these different options for whatever you're looking for. And then they have this list. It would be like, individual, hey, our fatigue, you need more energy, brain fog, whatever it is that you're trying to combat, which is really cool because if there's a particular, symptom or something that you have, you can just say, hey, add this one thing in this time. So it's really cool. I love how it is just, you each person could get exactly what they want. So, I felt great after mine. I've been meaning to come back and do it again. It's kind of interesting to me. I mean, you used to have to go to the doctor and beg them, like, please give me fluid. And now it's nice to have the convenience to be able to just walk in and be like, hey, I need an extra bag of fluid and some vitamins while you're at it. So it's pretty cool.
And the experience is a lot different than you'll experience at a hospital.
Yes.
Because we're open 7 days a week, you can pop in anytime. After that first appointment that you meet with the nurse practitioner, you can just call us, text us. We have a specific line, and you can say, hey, Ashely, I'm needing to come in for an IV. Or, hey, Ashely, I've got an event in a month. Can you guys come out and do a couple IVs for me and my, party or me and my team?
Awesome.
And we can certainly do that as well. But the experience is a lot different because it is it's very lively. Our nurse is in and around the room. She's chatting with you if you choose, or we have clients that come in with their laptop. They're ready to work while they're getting their IV. So it doesn't have to be a process where you're just sitting still and not doing anything. You can definitely take advantage of the relaxation part or the, being on your laptop, listening to your, podcast while working or reading a book. So we've got all types of clients that come in for those IVs.
That's awesome. Yeah. And is there any other services that we wanted to hit on?
Yeah, I think my personal favorite, and I that's why I have to recommend this one because I've seen such amazing results for myself and with clients that have come in, is our mild hyperbaric oxygen chamber.
Yes.
A lot of the time, just from speaking with clients about this, they really think this is something that is only in hospitals. It is in hospitals. With our mild hyperbaric oxygen chamber, you have a full room to yourself. You have access to the nurse the entire time. The reason that this service is so impactful is because of the amount of oxygen it is adding into your body at a pressurized state. So because you're in that chamber for about 60 to 90 minutes, the pressure is what allows oxygen to get deeper into your tissues. And if you guys know anything about recovery, it's all about getting oxygen deeper into your body so that it can help with the healing process. Oxygen is what enhances the energy in your cells and your muscles to be able to continue working like they should and be efficient. We've had clients that have come in to do the hyperbaric oxygen it's helped with migraines, post-COVID. Lung health has been a huge one. Being able to take that deep breath again after COVID, it can help regenerate certain areas of your body that maybe have been under stress for years. We had a client that had, hair loss for about 20 years, and it wasn't coming back until starting a specific protocol with our infrared sauna and our hyperbaric chamber. So it's very, very beneficial with, again, that oxygen that's able to get deeper into your tissues, muscles, and cells.
And this is a longer treatment, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to be a treatment that the more consecutively you can do this, so back-to-back days, the larger the amount of oxygen that's going to be in your body at a given time. So we've got clients that'll come in consecutively 3-4 days in a row, 5 days, and try to do it every single day around, open. As soon as we open, they get in the door, they do their 60 to 90 minute session. And again, it is something where you can bring your laptop, you can work while you're inside, you can be on the phone. It isn't impeding any of your, abilities to do any type of work if you needed to do so. So that's something that's nice.
But you are, just to give you guys an idea, it's like a little pod that you go into. Does it close all the way?
Yes. So you are inside of, it's a soft shell pod. When you're inside, you're able to comfortably, I'm about 5'4", comfortably sit inside. We've had someone up to 6'5" inside as well. You can sit or lay down. And once it begins to pressurize, it does increase 2 times the size. So it grows quite a bit from what you're looking at. I know at first glance, you're like, oh, wow, like, I don't know if that, that's going to work. But once it starts to expand, you really don't feel like you're in any type of small pod.
Yeah.
And there are windows, so you can see out the entire time, which again makes it a little bit more comfortable because you can see out in the room. The nurse will come by and check on you. They have constant communication with the walkie-talkie system. So if you experience any, really the only thing I've ever heard clients experience is just the same type of pressure you would feel when you're on an airplane. As it's pressurizing, your ears may pop once or so. If you've got gum, then it won't pop at all usually. And then once it's depressurizing, that's when you'll kind of feel the same ear pop, and then it's over. But it's about 90 minutes for that session, and typically clients will feel a lot more rested that night. So usually the oxygen levels in your body are increased, but you start feeling it about 8 hours after your session is when you'll kind of hit that, maybe an energy boost, maybe a little bit more clarity. And then after sleeping, you really kind of feel the benefits because of all of the healing process that occurs while you sleep.
So for that one, do you need an appointment to use that, or is it walk-in, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's always best to book an appointment for any of our medical services, especially if it's your first time, because you will, again, meet with our nurse practitioner to make sure that everything is safe for you during that session. Upon that, at first initial time, you can text us, call us, but yes, it's always best to book just because it's a longer session, so we want to make sure that you get the spot that you're looking for.
Sure. So real quick, I want to make sure and ask you guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We're looking at both IG and Facebook. So if you have any questions right now about any of the services we just talked about, shout them out, because this is the lady with the answers. So tell them while they, if we have any questions come through, we'll get to those in a second, but tell them how they can get started and how that service works.
Sure. So we're located on 4709 Colleyville Boulevard, right by Whole Foods, Petco. Very easy access. Stop by, get your groceries this weekend, and then kind of come in for a tour. We can show you exactly how all of our services work, and a 5-minute tour around the facility. With all of our services, we've got our core, which is going to be those cryotherapy, our red light therapy, compression, and you can come in, see those services, kind of get a feel of what the cryo feels like, and then I'll show you our medical area as well. Super simple to get started. You come in, scan a QR code, and then you get into our system. You get a complimentary first session for compression, which you can definitely try tomorrow, but if you're wanting a longer, more relaxing session with maybe the hips or the arms, you can definitely come in and try that. Just mention that you're from the Vive Society, and then we'll be sure to take care of you. Super simple to sign up. You can do single sessions. Of course, everything that we do is based on consistency. So for our clients, we always want to put them on a schedule, and that means coming in between 2 to 3 to 4 times a week, depending on what their goal is. For you guys, or for someone you might know, maybe muscle recovery, maybe some more energy, mental clarity. Based on some of those things, we'll set you up with a specific list of the services that you need and the frequencies. After that, you come in, you can book online, you can book via text or phone, and we have you on that specific schedule. So very simple to just drop in. Because we're 7 days a week, it does give a little bit more flexibility with hopefully your work schedule. Taking kids to school, we've got moms and dads that will come in right after they drop their kids off. They'll come in, do their services, and then they're out the door to work. So it can be very flexible and easy access for some of the services. We also have intramuscular shots. So if maybe you're looking for an extra boost, but you don't have time to do an IV, which can take between 30 to 45 minutes, the shots can take about I've seen someone in and out the door in 2 minutes. So they can be pretty quick, kind of depending on what you're wanting with the intramuscular shots.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So we've got a lot of different ingredients for the intramuscular shots. Think of it as the same way that you would get B12 in an IV bag with fluids. This would be a smaller amount, but you would get the B12, B complex. We have our most popular is our lipo B12, helping with metabolism, energy boost. That's super simple. After you get that nurse practitioner visit, you will meet with our nurse. She'll drop your shot, and you're in and out the door in less than 5 minutes. So it can be super, super simple. Depending on which ingredients you're getting, CoQ10 for brain health, B12 for that energy boost, B complex. It really depends on how often you can come in. So we've got clients that will come in and do, a B12 shot once a week, a CoQ10 shot every other week. And then another popular one is our vitamin D, which is extremely strong, and you get that one once every 6 to 8 weeks. So
excellent.
Super good for immunity. So a little bit of all different categories: immune function, metabolism, recovery. Kind of depends on, again, what your goal is.
Yeah. So I just absolutely love this model. What a natural way to go and attack these things in our body at a cellular level. So if you guys have the opportunity to be here tomorrow, come meet Ashely, or definitely go by and check out Restore. They're a rock throw from us. So they're super close. It's convenient. So they're right in the neighborhood, and they have just been super friendly, very nice, and their services are great. It's very professional, clean, everything is comfortable, and they do a really, really good job. So definitely recommend going to check them out, and if some of these services sounded interesting and you want to reach out, where can they get a hold of you at?
Yeah, so you can contact us. We're on all social media. So we've got our Facebook page, Restore Hyper Wellness Colleyville. You can find us on Instagram. It's RHW_Colleyville. You'll see all of our faces. We love to do videos, and we love to do polls and engagement on social media. So you can find us there. Or my personal favorite is if you just stop by and come in for a tour, and we can talk to you, get to know you a little bit better, which is what we love. We love to learn and know more about our clients, so we know how to help you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, girl, thank you so much
thank you.
for being here, guys. I hope you will be here tomorrow for the celebration of Test Week. Thanks for being on Freestyle Friday, and that's it. Peace.